Hello and welcome to chapter 6. In this chapter, we will learn about modification in SAP. Okay, let's start this chapter. Modification in SAP is changes to SAP objects or SAP standard objects. In SAP implementation project, in realization phase, there are steps to do in order to fulfill the requirements. When customization and personalization is not enough, we can do enhancement. And when enhancement is also not enough, we can do modification or we can do customer development. Basically, we can do modification to all SAP objects, but it is highly not recommended. We can do modification only when it is necessary and we have good background knowledge of application structure and flow. Poor modification can lead to inconsistency and malfunction of SAP object. Whenever we upgrade the SAP system, apply a support package or import a transport request, conflicts can occur with modified SAP object. Conflicts occur when we have changed an SAP object and SAP has also delivered a new version of it. The new object delivered by SAP becomes an active object in the repository of our system. If we want to save the modification we have made, we must perform a modification adjustment for the objects. There is a modification type that is provided by SAP and let us to avoid modification adjustment. It is user exit. User exit is one type of modification. In this type of modification, the SAP developers had already created a special include in a standard program. This includes contain one or more empty subroutines. The calls for these subroutines have already been implemented in the main program. When we want to add additional logic, so we modify the includes and then we add the code to the appropriate subroutine. In the subroutine, we can access the global data of the program. SAP never alters includes created in this manner. Usually, we will find this type of modification in sales and distribution module. If we do modifications, we will be instructed to enter registration key. To get registration key, we have to go to SAP website and then request the registration key for SAP object that we want to modify. If SAP allow us to do modification, so we will get the registration key. This step is called SAP Software Change Registration or SSCR. By this step, SAP can control the modification to SAP objects that is made by the customer and ensure the SAP software reliability. We only input the registration key once. Later on, when we want to modify the same object, we do not need to input the registration key again. SAP recommends us to use modification assistance when modifying SAP standard program. With modification assistance, we can trace the modifications that we have made. The modification assistance consists several features. Insert to insert new line, replace to replace the old codes with the new one, delete to delete the codes, undo modification to undo the modification we have made, and modification overview for checking the list of modifications that have been made. Okay, we have reached the end of this chapter. Let's take a look at the summary first. Modification is changes to SAP standard object. User exit is one type of modification. User exit is an include that contains empty subroutines. We can add our own logic to the empty subroutines. When we want to modify SAP object, we have to do SAP Software Change Registration or SSCR. Okay, we have done this chapter. I hope you understand this chapter. Thank you. Hello and welcome to practice 10. In this session, we will practice to modify SAP standard program, but using the way that is allowed by SAP. It is user exit. Okay, let's start this session. First, we go to transaction VA03. This transaction is for displaying sales order. We go to header data and then we go to tab order data. For example, we have a requirement to fill your reference field. In this transaction, SAP has provided several includes, and the includes contains empty subroutines, and the call to the subroutines has already been implemented. And we are allowed to add logic to the empty subroutines. Okay, I will show the includes. First, we go to system status. And then we go to the program by double clicking the program name. We see there are several includes. These includes are called user exit. For sales order program, the commonly most used is include MV45AFZZ. We double click the include. We see there are empty subroutines. The empty subroutine that is suitable for the requirement is user exit underscore move underscore field underscore to underscore feedback. Okay, we add the logic to the subroutine. We press button modify. The pop-up screen appear. Because this is still a modification, we have to provide an access key. The access key can be requested in SAP website, but we can ask the base system to do that. For example, we have already had the access key and we have inputted the access key. So, when we modify the include for the next time, we have not to provide the access key again. And then we add logic to subroutine user exit underscore move underscore field underscore to underscore feedback. We use modification assistant to insert or modify the code. In the subroutine, we can use the global data of the program. We access global data feedback and then we set field your reference. But for example, we want the code is executed when the program is in create mode. We activate the includes. Now we can test the program. We create an SO document with reference. We go to header data and then order data tab. We see your reference field is set by user exit, but the value is truncated because we did not check the length of the field. We save the SO document. And then we display the document. We see the data is saved to database. Okay, we have done. And now we go back to the user exit we have modified. We check another subroutine that is most commonly used in sales order. User exit move to PBAP is for modifying the item of sales order. User exit pricing prepare take home key is for sales order pricing and so on. We can search on Google for checking the functionality of the subroutines. Okay, we have done. See you again in the next chapter. Thanks. Hello and welcome to chapter 7, and this is the last chapter of the tutorial. In this chapter, we will summarize what we have learned in this tutorial. Okay, let's start this chapter. SAP object is the object that is created or delivered by SAP. Customer object is the object that is created by customer to complement SAP object. Enhancement is adding or modifying SAP standard logic without directly modifying the SAP object. Enhancement consists of data dictionary enhancement, customer exit, business transaction event or BTE, and business add-ins or BD. Modification is adding or modifying the SAP standard object by directly modifying it. Actually, modification is very not recommended but there is a modification that is low. It is user exit. When we modify SAP object, we have to do SAP software change registration or SSCR. SAP recommends us to use modification assistance when modifying SAP standard program. With modification assistance, we can easily trace the modifications that have been made. Okay, this is the end of this chapter and also the end of the tutorial. I hope this tutorial is useful for you. See you again in the next tutorial, and